Hi everyone, my name is Miranda, and today we're going to be talking all about postpartum must-haves. But better than that, I'm going to share with you some tips and tricks that I have learned through 2 postpartum experiences that just help to make this beautiful, special time with your newborn baby a little easier, more comfortable, and overall more enjoyable. So let's jump right in. I have 3 children. My oldest is 7, he's adopted. And then we have 2 biological baby girls. One is 2.5 and one is 8 months old. So just 8 months ago, which seems so short, yes, so far, I experienced postpartum for the second time around, and I went in a little bit more prepared that time. Now, I feel like people prepare so much for pregnancy and birth, but I have to say I was shocked at how difficult, rewarding, but difficult postpartum was for me, especially the first time around. I don't think that there's enough information put out about postpartum. And so I hope that with this video, you'll leave feeling a little more prepared or comfortable or know what to expect and maybe learn a little bit along the way. So let's jump right in. My first tip for you is prepare before labor. The last thing you want to be doing when you are in labor is thinking about all the things that you're gonna need when the baby is here. I am telling you, those first moments with your baby or babies is so special that you don't want to be worried about, what do I have to do if I have to go to the bathroom, or the pain, or what if I don't have enough food? What's the baby gonna want? You know, like all of these questions are gonna be running through your mind. Do whatever you possibly can to be prepared. So tip number 2, if you were to tell me that I was going to deliver tomorrow, I'm pregnant, I'm delivering tomorrow, there are 2 things of this list I would do. Hands down, no questions asked. They are both baskets. First basket, and tip number 2, is a bathroom basket. Now mine happens to be an IKEA basket because that's just what I had around my house. Take whatever you have. Go to the dollar store, get something cheap. If you have a bin or basket that's being used at home right now, needs to be repurposed, go grab it. I have a lid on here because I do have 2 other kids, and I didn't want them rummaging through my bathroom bin. I mean, it's not like it's secure. What would it really stop? But bathroom bin, I would create this. Now, you just had a baby. First thing you are going to do, one of the first things to be released from a birthing center or a hospital or just in general, you're going to need to go to the bathroom. It is one of the hardest things postpartum to do. And I'm not just talking about going number 2. I just mean the entire process. There's a lot that just happened to you no matter how you gave birth. And there's a lot that's going to be happening over the next couple days. So let's walk through a trip to the bathroom. First things first, you get in there, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna go to the bathroom. Now, depending on what happened during delivery, this may burn. And I don't have one because I did throw it away, but you're gonna want a peri bottle. So a hospital will give it to you, again, depending on where you gave birth, whether, you know, birthing center, hospital, home, whatever that may be. You may or may not already have some of these things, or you're going to need to buy them yourself. I gave birth out of hospitals both times, and so I had to provide all this myself. So take a peri bottle. Now, if you have watched any postpartum videos, you know about the Frida Mom peri bottle. I'm going to say it. It's superior, hands down, 100% recommend it. The other peri bottles, they spray straight down. You want it up, right? You're cleaning yourself, you're not cleaning the toilet. So I highly recommend getting the Frida Mom peri bottle. It's just worth it to me to have the sprayer go up at you. Again, not in the toilet. So you're going to do that. You may even want to do this while you're peeing because as that pee touches you, it may burn. So you're going to use your peri bottle. And then you have a basket. So your peri bottle's in the basket. You had to fill it with warm water. Do not use cold water. You'll regret it. You'll regret it. Fill that with warm water, use your peri bottle, and then next we're going to create our diaper, for lack of better words, right? So these are the Depends. I think I wrote these down. I didn't want to call them the right thing. These are the women's Depends silhouette underwear. I like them because there's no fragrance. You don't want anything irritating down there after birth. So you're going to take one of these. Now this is a pad, but I'm telling you the first 72 hours, this is not enough. So you're going to take this guy. Okay, then you're going to take, which I don't have either, super, super, super long, like we're talking, they are over 12 inches, very thick postpartum pads. You are going to then line that pad inside the Depend right here, okay? We're not done. Next, you are going to take a witch hazel pad. Now, whether you tore, you didn't tear, you have hemorrhoids, or you don't, you're going to want these. They provide so much relief and healing after birth. Highly recommends. There's two things. With my first baby, I didn't know about this guy over here, so I used the Tucks. I do prefer the Tucks witch hazel pads over the new counterpart, the Freedom Mom perennial cooling pad liners. Now, the pro to this one, they both essentially have very similar ingredients. The pro to the Freedom Mom one is it is long. And so when you're lining your pad, it's going to be easily pulled up and it's more convenient. But I thought the Tucks were more effective, although they are more inconvenient as far as sizing and that kind of thing. They're circles. So I would take, I want to say 3 or 4, and I would line, you know, you have this, you have your pad, and then you're going to line it all through the bottom with the Tucks pads. So like I said, I liked these better as far as how well they worked, but I like the Freedom Mom as far as functionality. So take your pick. Then you are going to pull that up, wear it. And the nice thing about it is when you're done, there's probably going to be a lot of bleeding happening. With both my pregnancies and births, I had different amounts of bleeding. So, you know, I don't know how long you're going to bleed for, but it's going to be quite a few days. And these were great for the first couple days when I had super heavy bleeding. But then enters the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm kidding, but really they were fantastic postpartum, are the Frida Mom Boy Short underwear. They're amazing. They hug you perfectly. They're secure. Nothing is moving around. They're so comfortable. If they still fit me 8 months postpartum, I'd be wearing them to bed at night, but they don't. So they're super comfortable. They fit lots and lots of sizes. There are different sizes of them. I love the Boy Short. They were just so comfortable, so snug, and I felt just held together with them without being like suctioned in. Like I said, I gave birth out of hospital, but I did have to go into the hospital with my first pregnancy because of like a preterm labor scare, and I was bleeding, etc. So I had to use their mesh underwear. They were terrible. I don't understand the hype. They were slouchy and falling, and I felt like everything was gonna fall out. I'm not a fan. So these are like 100 times better, so comfortable. And these are great once the bleeding slows down a little bit and you don't need like the extra padding that this is giving you. Again, this has no pad in it. This is simply underwear. It's disposable. Again, you can just throw this away. Once you're, less bleeding, then just get some comfy boy shorts to wear. But while you can, I don't know how many come in this, maybe 12 or something. It's perfect amount. You still will, again, line your pad and then do the witch hazel liners. I would honestly get a couple different sizes of pads. So start with like the super, super thick, and then maybe some super or regular, and then go down to panty liners. You don't know, again, how long you're gonna be bleeding. So if you just wanna get the thicker of those to start with, that's perfectly fine, but you probably will need the thinner eventually. And then at the end, if you'd like to, you can do a spray. So this just adds some extra healing and just feel good properties. This is the Earth Mama Herbal Perennial Spray. Take care down there. It's exactly what it does, and it's lovely. I really liked this a lot. It felt good, and so this would be the last thing. You would spray this on yourself and then pull up your underwear. The other thing I had in my basket is just some wipes, some unscented. The water wipes are great for that, just in case. When you're spraying if you're spraying your peri bottle and everything goes everywhere, it's good to have because you're not going to wipe with toilet paper. That is way too painful. So that is basket number 1 and tip number 2 to have ready for when baby arrives. Now, the next basket, tip number 3 and basket number 2, your bedside caddy. Now, this may be bedside or this may be in your living room, wherever it may be. I actually set up 2. I would have this wherever you will be. And I should have said that about the bathroom basket too. I set up 2 of those, one in my master bathroom because I knew I'd be in my bed, And then also another downstairs because that's where I would be with my family or if people are coming over. And so I wanted wherever I was going to the restroom to be prepared, you know? So the same thing with this caddy. I also prepared 2 of these. I had one for downstairs because I wasn't about to trek upstairs to change my child. And then I also had one over on my nightstand so that when I'm lounging in bed or at night, I am prepared for anything I may need. In here, let's start with baby. So I would make sure you, of course, have diapers. That's an easy one. Diapers and some wipes. So we want to make sure we have both of these things at the ready. You don't need too many. You can easily refill your basket when it gets empty, but have those in here, of course. Next for baby is some clothes. And I would just throw in a couple outfits because if it's the middle of the night and there's puke or pee or you have breast milk everywhere and someone needs something new to put on, I would make sure you have something at the ready. So I love these bamboo sleepers. These have the optional mittens if you'd like to. These are, I think, Larkspur Baby Company. This was a new brand I was introduced to, and I love them. They fit babies for so long because they are extremely stretchy. These are great. It's also nice to have just plain onesies. I recommend whether you have a summer or winter baby, get the long sleeve with the mittens. Now you can choose to cover baby's hand or not cover them, but even layering this underneath a sleeper to keep them nice and cozy is a great option. Or in a pinch, if you just need to put this on a baby, that absolutely works too. So those are great. I'm sure you heard from 1,000 people, especially if you've watched another postpartum video, don't put buttons on your baby. Don't put, make it easy. And while I'll say I put buttons on this baby I just had, she loved her diaper change. She laid there, she was perfectly content, and I didn't have to be like super speedy quick. But if you do have a baby who gets really irritated during diaper changes or, is just fussy or colicky, it may be beneficial to not have buttons. So another option besides this, which does have the zipper and actually the double zipper, which is nice because it can zip from the bottom or the top, so you don't have to undo the top in the middle of the night, is these gowns. Now this, we didn't know if you're having a boy or girl, so our baby girl wore this as her first little outfit to announce that she was a girl with a bow, but this actually comes as a set with the hat here. This is from CADDY Lane. I love their stuff. It's super, super cozy. They have great quality items. So this is from CADDY Lane. Now I like this because you can tie the bottom. I am not a fan of the gowns like this that have the elastic right here and they're kind of just tight but open. I don't know if my babies had big bellies or ribs, but they were so tight. If I had to pull them up, I will never use them. So sleepers or open gowns that you can tie are amazing. Again, this also has the hands here, which is great. So clothes for baby. And then if you'd like to, little socks for babe, or my favorite and what I always will go for, no matter the season you have your child, because they have a hard time keeping their temperature regulated. So little booties, these are Zutano. There's also Robies and a few other brands that are amazing. They snap here. And so they actually will stay on the foot. So much better than socks. I prefer this. From the get-go, they will actually stay on their feet, which is amazing. So super cute. There's a bunch of sizes in these guys. And then just some kind of a hat. This is the only one I could find right now because my other one was put in my baby's memory box. But I had one with a little bow on it for my daughters, or just a plain little white hat is great. This helps keep them just nice and cozy. I had winter babies, so especially with a winter baby, those are great. Okay, now for feeding, whether you're bottle feeding or nursing, whatever you are doing, you're gonna want burp rigs of some kind. I have 2 that are my favorite. People get very opinionated on these things, but I love the muslin ones. These are pretty good size. They, cover a shoulder, and I have used these now for 2 babies. They have held up great, super soft. And then I also love copper pearl for anything. So this is a copper pearl burp rig. They also are pretty decent size. They're very soft and comfortable, and just all of their stuff is great quality. Also from that brand, I have in here one of their swaddles. These are amazing for all things. Again, use them as a burp rag in a pinch if you need to. If you have milk leaking everywhere, dry up that milk with that. Baby puke, baby spit up, whatever it may be. You need to set baby down, throw down a swaddle. Throw down a swaddle. Or these actually work for swaddling. I prefer these over the muslin swaddles like 100 times. I only used the muslin with my first baby. I didn't really discover these until she was a little older. And then with our second daughter, these were a lifesaver. They worked great for a swaddle with her. And they're just, again, super good quality, very comfortable. And we love these. So great thing to have if you need it in a pinch at the side of your bed or wherever you are with your sweet little bundle. Next, let's see here. For baby, if we're going to stay on that, just a couple other things. Really, I have nail clippers, and these might not be a must-have, but you would be shocked at how sharp baby's nails are. So I used these almost immediately, and as you can see, they're nothing fancy. I have tried at least 5 types of nail clippers. I've done the file, I've done the biting, I've done this other type of baby one, I've done adult, whatever. I like this. You can hold on to it easier than you can a normal nail clipper, but they're small, they work great. I have not clipped my daughter at all, and I think that they work great. The file took so stinking long. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I've also tried cuticle clippers. That was another suggestion. They're very sharp, they work well, but I couldn't hold them as well as I can with these, so I just feel safer using just the typical baby things. Another thing, oh, I'm so bummed I forgot it. My daughter was actually using it last night, so I had to pull it out of this bag. But a binky. Team binky, team no binky, that is okay. That is up to you. We tried to be team binky with baby one. She said, no way. But our second daughter, she has liked a binky so far. So I love these Avent ones. I think these are a good one to try out. And then I'll insert a photo, but there are Tommy Tippy lightweight binkies that are great. They are super easy to clean, which is another reason I like these. There's some that are super cute, the bibs pacifiers and different ones, but they have all these weird crevices. I don't know if it's just me, but that makes me nervous. I feel like there's gonna be bacteria and stuff getting inside all those things. It's so hard to clean. I just prefer the ones that are just like a solid piece. You can clean everything and they work great. Okay, so now more for mom. If you are nursing, 2 things I would recommend. Now, unless you're solely pumping and you want to get all that ready, just 2 things that are really basic I would say to put in your bedside caddy are a haka or a milk catcher of some kind. This is great just to put on the other side when you're nursing on one to catch any letdowns. You're not wasting any of that precious milk. And then also just a couple bags. Nothing crazy, but if you have milk in here, I have spilt it one too many times and it is very, very sad. So throw in a couple milk bags. Barely takes up any room in this, but it's a great thing to have at the ready. So I've had 2 similar but yet different experiences with nursing, and one of them led me to have thrush as well as my baby having thrush, and it was awful. It was awful. So I will never use reusable nursing pads again. I believe that may have been the culprit on why I couldn't get rid of it for so long, and I'm like, why am I still using these nursing pads? I was washing them in hot, all the things. But once I switched over to the disposable, it was gone right away. So for me, from now on, I'm only using disposable. I know a lot of people are not gonna like that, but just with my experience, it's not worth it. It's not worth it at all. So I use the disposable ones. I think they're great too. They secure really well inside your nursing bra, and I like them a lot. Another thing that I discovered this time around, because I did have multiple issues with nursing at the beginning, because of the thrush, are silverettes. Now these are made of silver and they have some really good properties that help keep your breasts just free of any bacteria and all sorts of things. You can look into it more if you'd like to, but they also come out a bit. And so they create a great barrier between your breasts and your nursing bra or whatever you're wearing. And so when you are super sensitive and irritated at the beginning, when you're getting nursing done with your baby, these are a great barrier and help with the pain as well. So highly, highly recommend these. And then another couple things for mom, having a hair tie of some kind. If you want to throw your hair up whenever, that is great to do. I prefer this over a clip because I don't want to lay on a clip, so get a hair tie. some chapstick. Your lips are going to be chapped, and it's great to just have this easy access. You also could throw in some lotion if you're a lotion person. I don't have any of that right here. And then I wouldn't call this a must-have, but it is something I discovered I actually used all the time, and that is a pair of headphones. Babies at the beginning often have days and nights confused, and you may be partying all night long with that newborn. So I highly recommend a pair of headphones or whatever you like to use, so that if it is in the middle of the night and baby is up or you're nursing and you need something to keep you awake so you can stay awake to feed babe, you can be listening to something or watching whatever it may be without disrupting anyone else around you or baby. So the last thing that I would make sure that you do have easy access is water and snacks. Whether you're nursing or not, but especially if you're nursing, you're gonna be thirsty and hungry. And the last thing you wanna do is have to get up and walk to the kitchen every time you need a drink. Not happening. I was so sore. I didn't wanna move ever if I didn't have to. So get a water bottle, whatever you like to drink out of. This is when I discovered this last year. It's the Owala water bottle. I love it because you can use it as a straw or just as a regular like water. And it's a great size, fits in a cup holder. I use this all the time now. And then snacks, anything that you want postpartum, have it. Some easy things that can stay in a basket and won't, go bad or anything. Beef jerky, dried fruit, nuts. I loved the Bobo's oat bars a lot. Dried mangoes with my first birth were like my go-to. And honestly, it helped keep me regular when that might not be happening postpartum. So that was a big bonus. But whatever you like, oats and stuff like that are a great option. Whatever sounds good to you, mama. So tip number 3 is make your own PADSICLES. I personally, after I gave birth, did not want a giant ice pack on me. That was extremely uncomfortable. I did tear both times, so that may be why, but I hated the idea and the feeling of ice under me. But what I did like were cold pads. So you can just take a thick pad and put some witch hazel on it and add essential oils if you'd like to. Good ones are lavender, frankincense, or helichrysum. Throw them in the freezer and they're ready to go in a short amount of time, or make them before you have a baby and then take them out whenever you need them. Another option for that is there's a brand now called Honey Pot, and they make great postpartum herbal pads. Essentially the exact same thing with way less effort. So if you just want the easy route, grab some of those, put them in the freezer, and it's essentially the exact same thing. Tip 4, get cozy. Now there are some moms out there that want the tight waist trainers, super tight leggings, that waistband just sucks you in. That was just not me. I wanted cozy, cozy, cozy. So the first thing I'm gonna recommend is a cardigan. I used this during labor as well, but just having a light cardigan for getting hot or cold, easy to get on and off, is great. Your hormones are gonna be all over the place. So hot flashes, they're gonna happen. And this was great to be able to wear and take off easily and just be super comfortable in. Something I wore underneath it, especially after I had my first baby, is just a nursing tank. Throw this on with a cardigan over it and you're good to go. These are great because you can just pull them right down for easy access with nursing. I do prefer the ones that have padding in them like this one does. I haven't said this yet, I don't think, but I will link everything I'm talking about down below so that you can easily find it, and I'll put it in the order I'm talking about it. But this is also great because your stomach is covered, and so, if people are around, it's easy to nurse without, showing your whole midriff. But in talking nursing, I am team nursing bra. Now, I love having nursing bras. They're so convenient and easy, and so I highly recommend them. One of my favorite is Kindred Bravely All Around. Their items are so comfortable, such good quality, and I really had a great experience using them and still use them. This is their sports bra. Again, easy clip down access. This band is extremely comfortable and very stretchy, and their size guides are pretty accurate online. Another one of their bras that I recommend if you're going to be pumping is their pumping bra. Now you can use this as a normal nursing bra, but this is extremely snug, and so it's not my favorite if I'm just using it just to nurse in, but you can do both with it, which is great if you're a pumping mom. This one clips in the back, and so there's even an extender you can attach on here if you have bigger ribs to make it the most comfortable possible. Again, just great quality items from them. Another brand that's on Amazon is called Momanda. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but I have gotten a couple of their nursing bras and I really do like them. This one's from the first time I had our 2-year-olds. You can tell it's very worn, but it is more of a cute bralette style, and I really like it. I also have another style of bralette, which is probably one of my favorites I wear all the time. And this one is cute, you know, back here. Something a little different, a little cuter for nursing bras that sometimes aren't that cute. But they also have more structured, typical bras that are nursing bras as well, which I have heard people love. Now, when you're wearing those bras, obviously your stomach is not covered like it would be when you're wearing your nursing tank top. And so a little tip that I learned and use all the time is you can put on your nursing bra and then over it, just get a really basic tank top. You can get one that has an adjustable strap or not. This one is very stretchy, as you can see. So you can put this on, lift your shirt, and then you can pull down your tank top so that your stomach isn't showing when you're nursing. It's just a little more comfortable, especially if you have, visitors or whatever it might be. For example, in this shirt, I'm wearing a cami underneath it. So I would take my cami, pull it down so that I can nurse, and then pull my shirt back down, and I'm good to go. My stomach was never showing, and you can honestly barely even tell that you're nursing when you do it that way. So a little hack that is extremely useful. Other comfy clothes, like I said, I was not a tight legging girl after I had a baby. Just a pair of cozy sweats. Don't need these ones. These are actually from Walmart. I found them randomly when I was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, these are so soft. I'm gonna want these after I have a baby. And I did. I wore them. They are amazing, and they are just like super comfortable inside. So just a pair of cozy sweats. I loved them and wore them all the time. Now, if you want some pajamas, I have a couple recommendations. Overall, I love the ones that button down. This is a 2-piece set with long sleeves and long pants. You can unbutton it here for easy access with nursing. And then this has a super stretchy waistband. I wore these when I was pregnant too. Very, very stretchy, very comfortable option. And then that same thing, but in a nightgown form. There's this one. It's a long nightgown with also the buttons here to open up for easy access for nursing. Now, if you want something a little more feminine or cute, I also like this. I actually wore this right after I gave birth to our 2-year-old the first time. It's very comfortable. Again, this is by Kindred Bravely. Like I said, get any of their stuff and you'll probably be really happy, honestly. But this one is just more, has a little bit of lace detail up here, buttons down. And this is super stretchy. It can absolutely fit a bump. I know a lot of mamas who have given birth in one of these because it's just so comfortable, and you can immediately pull this down for skin to skin with baby as soon as they're born. So another great option. When I'm talking about all these clothes too, I want to say, get what you're going to wear. I have a great example of this. Everyone told me, you're going to want a robe. You're going to want a robe. Get a robe. Get a comfortable robe. Get 2 robes. You might need 2 robes. So what did I do? I got a robe. I got a robe and brought it with me to the birthing center when I had my first baby. Did I touch it? No. Did I think about it? I don't think so. I'm not a robe person, but yet I bought a robe because everyone told me, you're going to want a robe. You have a baby, you're going to want a robe. I didn't use a robe. So if you're not going to use some of the stuff, don't get it. If you want tight leggings that are going to hold in that belly when you're done, when you have that baby, you get those leggings, because I could tell you so many things here, but if you're not going to use them, don't waste your money. And if you decide after that, oh, maybe, she did recommend those pajamas, maybe I should get those, you can always get them after. So get what you are going to want. Another thing I'd recommend is a pair of cozy slippers or cozy socks. Those were great as soon as I gave birth, but also walking around the house, lounging all day, just a great way to stay nice and cozy and comfortable all day long. A couple other things before I go to my last 2 tips. I used a donut with both babies because there's just so much pain and I wanted anything to just ease the discomfort. So donut is great to have. Also, just using a boppy or a pillow provides some relief too, which is great. And that boppy can be used for multiple things. So I have used multiple nursing pillows and I say get a boppy. This time around tried the Snuggle Me organic pillow. It was so firm. I felt like I couldn't get it in the right position where I wanted it to do. I tried the My Best Friend, and the boppy, it's just easy to move around. You can bulk it up if you want to with another pillow underneath it if you do want a little bit more support. But I just felt it was like the most comfortable and most versatile. You can, if you have baby laying down, you can set them in it while you're watching them very closely so that they can kind of rest in it if you need to. but I personally loved having the boppy. And then another thing, if you are giving birth in a hospital, they will offer this to you most likely, or you can get it there. But since I didn't, I made sure to take a stool softener immediately. Now, obviously, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not giving medical advice. So please talk to your midwife or your doctor. But we all know the stories of going to the bathroom the first time after you have a baby. And I'll just say you want it to be easy. You want it to be easy. And that's all I'm going to say. Take your stool softeners. And the other thing is, if you're feeling you're not wanting to drink water, or you're having a hard time staying hydrated, having body armor or liquid IV, something like that, are great boosts for the milk, just keeping hydrated and feeling well. Tip number 5, take a breastfeeding course or learn about nursing. I was shocked how hard it was for me to nurse. Now, I knew it was going to be something new and I had to figure it out with my baby, but I realized I actually knew like almost nothing about nursing. And so when you have the questions of like, why is my baby eating 100 times a day? What's cluster feeding? Why are they awake at night? Are they eating enough? Do they need to have more poopy diapers? When do they poop next? All of these questions are going to be just flowing through your brain. And if you have done your part to learn a little bit before you have a baby, you're going to at least be a little bit put at ease when you have all these questions postpartum and not feel so overwhelmed. Things can be so overwhelming postpartum because it's just a whole new world. Whether you've done it before or not, every baby is so extremely different. And a great example is this second baby. She ended up having a tie. We both got thrush. And I had like cracked and bleeding nipples. I was in horrible pain, but I was like, I'm fine, we'll power through, everything's fine. And after I finally reached out to a lactation consultant, I was like, why didn't I do it sooner? You know, because they immediately helped me. They're amazing. So do your part, learn just a little bit about breastfeeding. And one way you can do that, if you're like, okay, I understand, but like, I don't really want to learn right now. Let's just see how it goes. That's fine too, but make sure you know where you have an IBCLC, which is an independent board certified lactation consultant. I am not talking about a lactation consultant in the hospital or your friend who breastfed 7 babies. Get in contact with a clinic that you have nearby so that you have someone to reach out to as soon as you have a question. They are so helpful. They changed the game for me with both babies, and I highly recommend it. Tip number 6, skin to skin is therapy. Mama, soak up the moments that you're getting. Cuddle that baby, and while you're doing it, do it skin to skin. It helps regulate their breathing. It helps with breastfeeding. It helps just like build this bond and connection between the two of you. It helps level your hormones and just savoring these first moments with that baby, the first day, week, month, whatever it may be that you want to do this skin to skin. It is such a special time and so good for both you and baby. Do not skip it. And my final tip number 7, ask for help. Now, this was one of the hardest things for me to do, and I am getting better at it. I'm trying, but even accepting help that is offered to me is difficult. So I just encourage you, ask for help and accept it if you want to, when it is given to you. Now, I'm not saying have a party in your living room with your new baby so that everyone can meet them and one person can bring you a meal. I'm saying, hey, I would really like a meal train set up. Can you set that up for me? Ask around. Someone will do it for you. And if someone is offering, tell them what you want. If you don't know what you want, just say, I'm not sure, but like, I'm hungry. Can you bring me something? Or I would love a coffee. Or, hey, I'm running low on pads. Do you think you could run to the store and grab me some? I guarantee if I am asking you what I can do to help you, I will do anything you ask me to. I will run to Walmart and grab you some pads. I'll bring you a coffee. I'll come mop your floors. I don't care. You have a bunch of laundry on your couch. Psh, I'm your girl. You know, so don't be afraid to ask for help and don't be afraid to accept it when it is given to you. Now, this is something that you can prepare for in advance as well. You can make some meals, have a freezer meal party before you give birth. Or if you have like a friend, a sister, a grandma, a dad, whatever it may be, let them know, hey, if anyone asks, like, I would love a meal train, so let's get one set up and then people can sign up. You say what you want, what you wouldn't want. They come, they bring it at your doorstep. And the best thing is you don't have to see anyone. Now that might sound rude, but you're going to see the people you want to see, right? And most of the time you may just want to be at home with your close family, relaxing, but there's nothing better than opening up that front door and seeing a casserole ready to be heated in your oven for dinner tonight. I guarantee you will love it. And if it's not meals, whatever it may be, do you need someone to hold the baby while you shower? I mean, I'm your girl, you know? People want to help, they want to be there. And whatever that looks like for you, just, mama, don't be afraid to ask. So that wraps up my postpartum essentials and some tips for that beautiful postpartum time. I hope that this was helpful for you, that you learned something, or that there's just at least something in here that will make your postpartum experience a little better. I hope that you have a great day. You're doing great. And wherever you are, whether you're expecting a baby, hoping to be pregnant one day, or maybe you already have that bundle of joy on your lap, I hope that this was helpful and that you just savor those precious moments that you won't get back. Have a good day. Bye.